Hello everybody and welcome to One Player. Today we're back in the Oniverse playing Onirim, the third of the 7 expansions in this here tiny little box. And this is the Dreamcatchers. Or I should say, maybe more aptly, these are the Dreamcatchers. These little wheelie, taily net things are here to catch the 4 lost dreams hidden somewhere in this deck, along with the 8 doors we have to collect and find our exits with. And that is the goal of this expansion. By the end of the game, we need to have all 4 lost dreams somewhere in some combination in one of these 4 nets. And I'll show you how that works while we play. But for now, I should say, if you're looking for like the base rules and just getting started with Onirim, go back to the first video in this series because that does cover at least one playthrough of the base rules. This will only focus on this expansion, but you'll still see some, base rule kind of gameplay, obviously, because they all use the same kind of turn order, whatnot. But for now, let's get started. Let's draw our first 5 cards, and okay, it's going to be one of these, is it? We've got a nightmare and a door in our first pull, and 2 keys, which is interesting. Let's put these down and shuffle these back in. One quick note, as anyone who's played Onirim before may tell you, there is a lot of shuffling in this game, and thus, if any time I need to shuffle, I will probably edit that out. So just trust me, I am shuffling when I need to, but you probably don't want to watch me do that 100 times over the next 15 minutes. It'll be instantaneous, and that'll be easier on the eye, I think. Now then, we've got a couple of choices, haven't we? We could go blue to start. Well, maybe not. We could go white to start, although that's a bit risky because we know that there's less white cards in there than I think anything else. I'm pretty sure these are the most infrequent. We could, of course, prophesize right off the bat and see what happens, which is a tactic that I have used a couple of times in my recent playthroughs, and it's actually worked quite well. So why don't we do that? This could be me shooting myself in the foot, but who knows. All right, look at that. There's one of the Lost Dream cards. That's what we need to get into this net. And a Nightmare card. I was also informed that I can discard a Nightmare card when I prophesy, so who knew that? That's fantastic. I hope that's true, because that's great. Get rid of that fella. Well, let's put this on top, shall we? Because then we know we've got a white door right off the bat. Yes, indeed we do. So we'll pull this to fill our hand, and we'll go, let's go Sun, Moon, Key, because that sounds nice. Moon and Key, and look at that, we've got our very first door. Wait, where did the lost, yeah, okay, I was like, hang on, shouldn't we have pulled a Lost Dream? No, that was the very end of the 5 cards I looked at. Okay, so go and search for our white door. There we go, and just like the normal base game, this gets played onto the board and stands as a reminder that we are 1/8 of the way there. Good job, us. Fill our hand, and it's another white door. Interesting. This goes in limbo. Now you'll be able to see the interesting mechanic as I pull a Nightmare, and will discard that key to stop it. Oh, that's nice. Wow, that is nice. Okay, we've got a nice blue door. All right, so now we filled our hand back up, we're going to have to deal with the limbo pile. Typically, this would get shuffled right back into the deck. In this expansion, or this variant, however, it's going to get put in one of these nets, and it gets put here to stay, essentially, until we reshuffle the deck. Now, we reshuffle the deck, as you know, by finding door cards. So anytime we find a door card, we trigger what is called a freeing, which is we take one of the nets, empty it out, put it back in the deck. If we want to, shuffle it back into the deck, and we are free to fill up the nets again, hopefully with the Lost Dreams. Now, anytime that all of the nets get filled up, however, we trigger an overload, and what an overload does is, unfortunately, has us discard one of these Dreamcatcher cards. So then our availability of nets to catch our limbo cards goes down. I hope that terminology didn't just have you turn off the video. If you're still with me, thank you, and hopefully the situation will come up where I can explain it while it's actually happening. For now though, let's play this blue sun, because we indeed do have a nice blue door run. So as we have to shuffle the deck now, we can, if we decide to, if we desire, trigger a freeing. And I think I will, because, you know, the nice thing is, if you get lucky and you pull that white door while you've got a white key in your hand, as we know, we can claim it right away. So let's give ourselves the chance of doing that, shall we? There's no use sitting up there. It's not going to do us any good. However, I should say, once you do complete a door, if you do have a door sitting in the Dreamcatcher, you can grab it from right there too, so you don't have to search the deck to get it. That could be useful, but we'll cover that again when it happens, because there's 3 choices, in fact, that are slightly nuanced, that allow us to make those type of decisions. Now then, we've got an interesting mix of colours. I'm tempted to bet on red, because we haven't seen very many red cards so far. I'm tempted to say that there's going to be a red sun coming through there pretty quickly, because that's what usually happens. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I could also prophesize, of course, and see what we've got. Let's just check our discard. We've only got rid of 2 keys. I'm somewhat comfortable doing another prophecy, I suppose. Yeah, let's prophecy. I don't know, maybe. We've got a door card. Do we have a red key? No. Okay, well that's actually pretty decent, because if I'd started red I would have been upset, because we wouldn't have been able to do anything with it. So now though, I can start green, can't I? So I can do another moon, sun, key, I suppose. So let's do it this way, this way. I'll get rid of this, discard 1, because I have to put the only 4 back on the top. And yes, that's how we'll do it. Very good. So we pull to fill our hand. We know that it's going to be a moon. We'll place that down. We know it's going to be a key. We'll place the sun down. And we know that's going to be another sun. That key goes down, and we can go and find our green door. We are 3/8 of the way there. Lovely indeed. Nothing to free from our nets, so we will just shuffle and continue. There's our red door, which is strange because I thought we just shuffled that, but there you go. Oh, that's lovely. Look at that. Well, very good. This will go into one of the Dreamcatchers nets, so you live there now, and you will get played down here. Hopefully, wow, look at this. Hopefully we are, there's one of the lost dreams. So this goes into limbo just like any dream card would. And we'll pick up another card, yes. Oh, it's a nightmare, very good. Well, that's fantastic. What should we do? I hesitate to get rid of my hand because, well, I'm pretty close to being able to get this red door, and I'd rather not. However, do I want to risk the next 5 cards? I am not sure. Let's discard the next 5, I suppose. Oof. I hate making these decisions. 1, 2, oh dear, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's not terrible. This goes into our limbo. Which in this actually isn't a terrible thing, is it? Because if that goes up there, we don't have to resolve it. Interesting. I hadn't really thought about that before. Because now this lives here, and it can't hurt me up there. Ha! Stupid nightmare. Of course, unless I need to do a freeing, but I probably wouldn't choose that if I did. So if I need to do a freeing, I'll try to free something with a door in it. What was I doing? Oh yes, moons. Very good, a red moon. Well, there you go. So again, we can. All right. So here's where we get the choice, right? So we can pull this red door straight from the net and just place it into our captured doors. We can, if we wanted to, search the deck. So this is our second option. We can search the deck for the other red door, find it, and in shuffling the deck again, trigger a freeing. So I could free another set of cards if I wanted to go back into the deck. My third option is that if both red doors are out, say this one is here or this, you know, there's one already captured, etc., is to search the deck, find nothing, and then again trigger the freeing. So there's three options. You can see they're slightly nuanced, and you might be able to kind of anticipate when you'd want to use either one. But hopefully we come up to some of those decisions, you know, probably further down the deck. For now, I'm just going to grab it straight from here because there's no benefit from me, you know, there's no benefit to me shuffling the deck because it's already shuffled. I don't know what's there. And I don't need to free anything. I don't want to free this because it's sitting right there in limbo or in the net, which is great. Okay. All suns. I hate it when this happens. Well, you know what? We had a moon, sun, moon, so how about we bank on there being some other red card coming up right now? No. I'm not really in the place where I want to start getting rid of a lot of cards yet, am I? Because I've... let's check the discard. Lots of greens in here. 1, 2, 3 greens, 1 blue, and... oh, sorry, 2 blues and 3 reds. So I don't want to get rid of greens, and I don't really want to get rid of blues. Let's go to this white one. I know that discarding a white card is never a good idea because they are, of course, quite rare, but that's just sometimes how you've got to do it. Now then, I would have liked that very much to be a red moon, but unfortunately it is not. So do we change course and bet on it changing over to blue, or do we change course and bet that it's going to change over to green? Or do we discard one of these and get rid? Maybe I was too hasty to bet that a blue card was going to come out. I think that might be the case. I'm going to go blue now. Oh, it's paid off. Oh gosh, I love it when that happens. Here's our sun, and because there's no skill to it at all. I mean, of course, like I couldn't have known, but it makes you still feel quite smart. Here we go, 2 blue doors. There we are, very nice. Again, because I'm shuffling the deck, I could trigger a freeing, but I don't want to because there's a nightmare there. I haven't come across that before in my playing through this expansion, which is interesting. Full disclosure, I played this yesterday and recorded it for the channel. In going to edit it today, found out that I hadn't recorded any audio, so it was just my hands dancing around, and that would have been probably not too entertaining. So this is my second recording. Probably, I don't know, I've played through this a good dozen times so far, and that hasn't happened yet, which is interesting. All right, very good. Well, we've got another green, haven't we? So let's go with the sun first. We like to be conservative, hold that key into our hand just in case. We've got a nice white moon, which we will save for sure. 3 red suns. Goodness gracious me. Let's find that green door. And now, 6/8 of the way through, we're not looking too bad, I'd say. We haven't pulled very many nightmares, though, have we? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're due for a little stack of nightmares. I think that's what's lurking for, is in the back of this deck. And now what the heck do I play? Well, I discard this. That's what I'm going to do. Oops, I should. Aha. A red key. Very nice. And a green sun. I think the way to hedge my bets here is to actually discard this. So if I pick up a red moon, I can keep my red key. And of course, again, if it's a red night, or if it's a nightmare, then I can deal with it with the red key as well. Potentially. I don't know. All right, well, never mind. It wasn't either. So yeah. Play our red sun, and we found the second red door. Very nice. There you go, howdy right to the back. During that shuffle, I moved the row down, so I've got a new row I can play on. Hopefully you can still see all these. You'll see we've only had 1 false start, which isn't bad. Right here, this red sun, and that's always fine. Okay, we've got our final white door. Oh my goodness, this might actually work out. We've got a white moon. Oh yes, that's perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but it's good. A red sun, which we can get rid of. But if we play our white key, yeah, all right. So now the search is on for the lost dreams. They are all sitting in the back here, which is very odd indeed. So, as I think I mentioned earlier, it doesn't matter what order you get them in. So you can get all 8 doors and then all 4 lost dreams. You can get all 4 lost dreams, then all 8 doors, or any mixture of the two, or any mixture of 12, I suppose. So we are going to have to search for these lost doors while all of our, or sorry, lost dreams, while all of our doors are actually on the table, which is an interesting phenomena. Well, there's one. That goes into the limbo pile. Now we filled our hand, it gets placed into the net, so not bad, we don't mind that at all. I suppose we can just discard these, can't we? We don't really need to do anything with them anymore. What a strange occurrence. You can get discarded because we don't need those cards, and as soon as we pull the, oh my goodness, okay. As soon as we pull the dream cards, the lost dream cards that is, they'll go into limbo, and I think, unless I'm missing something, that we will be victorious. Oh my goodness, here are all the nightmares, but we don't care. I'm sorry, there's no way all the dreams are in here. Fill up my hand again. What's happened? There's one. We've only got one more. It must be like the very last card. You go into limbo, and we've got one more to go. Is it you? It is! We fill up our hand, we put him in, we take him out of limbo, put him in the net, and we're successful. Good. I don't mean to sound so surprised, but that has never happened to me when playing this. I've won probably, oh gosh, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 rounds out of those like 15 that I played. But that has never happened where I've had all the doors and just been able to plow through the rest of the deck with not a bad amount to spare, to be honest. Well, there you go. That's it. Fantastic. That is the Dreamcatchers expansion for Onirim. I like this one. I like it. I like it more. I'll go out and say it. I like it more than the glyphs. I like it. I like the books of Lost and Found. I like the rigidity with which you have to find the doors in a particular order. I think that's quite funny and incredibly frustrating. This one just adds the, just tweaks really the limbo mechanic, and this can get quite stressful. It has done before, where you get into an overload situation. All of these are full. That's what these cards are for. These are kind of your like get out of jail free cards. So if you ever do overload, you can play one of these and play a freeing for free, if you will. Otherwise, like I said, you have to get rid of one of your Dreamcatchers, which can obviously hurt you quite significantly, especially if you're still looking for the dream cards, the lost dream cards. Well, there you go, a win. So that's fantastic. I can't believe that's happened. I'm never usually that lucky on the channel. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. We'll have some new or some more Onirim expansions coming up. Do consider subscribing if you'd like to see more, and indeed if you'd like to join me for more solo board gaming content. We would love to have you. Drop me a like if you can, leave me a comment. Yeah, I would like clarification on those. I think a couple of those couple of rules. This again, when you go into limbo, but then limbo goes into the Dreamcatchers net, that seems actually quite helpful in this game, rather than having to recycle your nightmares back out. I've read through the rules, and there's nothing that says that isn't the case. So frankly, we've got our way with a nightmare, haven't we? Very good. Well, if you made it this far, thanks again. Thank you so much for staying with us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you later.